Let's dive right into the future of dating now with Grindr CEO George Arison. George, good to see you here. We last caught up with you during the IPO time. What's the state of your company and what are some of the biggest things you're working on?
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here. Yeah, we went public in November of last year, so it's been 3 quarters now that we've been public. And so far, it's been a really good run. We've had 3 really good quarters in terms of performance. We raised our guidance in August on both revenue growth and on EBITDA, which was really fantastic. So we're now saying we'll do 41% or better EBITDA, which I think is really good. And the team's been chugging along, producing a lot of really great products. So Grindr went through a period when there was a lot of technical debt that we kind of accumulated and that needed to be solved. That was done in 2020, 2021, and 2022. So now we actually have an opportunity to build a lot of a new product. So we've launched things like a new profile in the app. We've redone the homepage, which has been really great because now the app is faster, and I think people really wanted that. And we've been building a lot of features that people really have wanted for years that haven't kind of come in yet, such as making it possible for a user to say, I'm visiting this city in the future, and let's start talking to people there. That's not out yet, but it's in test, and it's something that people have really wanted for a while. So it's really great to be building these new features that people have wanted for a long time, but we've not had an opportunity to build so far.
Are you reinventing the platform?
Well, I think, honestly, for right now, a lot of what we need to do is catch up with our peers in the straight world, things that they've built a long time ago that we have not done, and users have been saying, hey, when are we going to get these features? So last year we launched Boost, which is a way to boost your profile where a lot more people see it. Tinder's and Match and Bumble have had it for years. We didn't. Users have really liked that product. So far, a lot of it has been catch up. And we've also been then thinking about where do we take the product next. Grindr has really evolved where a lot of functionality is missing, but product is used in a lot of ways that functionality does not support. For example, travel is a really big thing on Grindr. Our users travel a ton. They chat to people in new cities to figure out where they should stay, where they should eat, what activities are happening. We should build functionality to support that. And so a lot of where we want to go in the coming years and quarters is building those kinds of features that are going to be more innovative. And then lastly, AI is going to change this whole industry completely. And so we're thinking a lot about how do we use AI to match people a lot better and to support the conversations that are happening in the product.
How do you see AI changing the future of dating?
Well, for us at least, Grindr is a very conversational product. Our users produce 500 to 600 messages a day on a daily basis.
A lot of messages.
It's a lot of messages. And so our thesis is that people are much more honest about who they are and what they really want in life in those messages than they are in the profile that you kind of see up front. And so I think one of the really unique opportunities is, with obviously users' permission, can we run an NLP on these messages, understand the user a lot better, and then say, hey, here are the 10 people who are actually really good matches for you based on your behavior patterns, on the things that you care about, on the things that you say in your messages and what they say in their messages, and introduce them to each other. That's not something we can do today. Today we're very geographic focused, which works really well in places where there's high density. But for all the gay and bi users in places where density is low, expanding the geographic kind of footprint for them to see people further away is a really big opportunity and will make their lives a lot better, I think. So that's one area. I think conversational AI is also a big opportunity because people do produce all these messages. So helping them craft those messages, make it easier to communicate, I think is something people will really appreciate as well.
One of your competitors recently launched a similar product. I think it was Match. Are you seeing them win any business? What is that competitive dynamic?
So users use more than one product in the space across all of us. Like people have a Tinder profile and a Bumble profile, even if they're straight, et cetera. So we know that our users use our products, and that's totally fine. We can expect them to have more than one. We just want to make sure that they're having a really good experience with us and are coming back to us frequently, which Grindr has very high engagement numbers, and so we feel really good about that. Where we probably need to do a little better is on the dating side. So Grindr started out as a casual dating product. Then it grew to offering dating as well, and friendships and travel connections, and even networking and social kind of business networking. So all that happens in the app today through the chat interface. But to engage in long-term dating on Grindr is a little bit harder than it should be. So we do need to build features that enable that a lot better. Obviously, Bumble, Tinder have those, and so it's a little bit catching up with them. But I think giving our users who want to find a long-term partner an easier way to do that is something that we definitely should do, and I think that'll make it more likely people don't go somewhere else.
There was a lot of enthusiasm for your IPO. It came out of the gate, stock was doing good. Yeah, it was. but now the stock has been under pressure. Why do you think that's the case, and what questions are you getting from investors?
Well, look, what happened on the first day was uncontrollable and didn't really make any sense, partly because the float was so small. So kind of big demand with a small float raised the price so much. We're a very different business than most tech companies that go public, right? We're profitable, our EBITDA is very high, and we're growing at the same time. So we'll continue to have really good EBITDA while we grow, and that's something that we very much believe in, where we want to be best in class in growth and best in class in EBITDA in our category. So we trade in line with our peers, maybe a little bit worse than they do in terms of multiple, because our float is smaller and we're first year out as a public company, so it's expected that people want to see more results. But I think we're generally doing reasonably well versus where we should be, given where our peers are trading. The overall sector has come down in valuation, and so obviously that's going to impact you as well. What people want to know from investors' perspective is, what's the plan for sustaining this level of growth and this level of EBITDA over the long term, right? That's the story that we need to tell, and that's what we're spending a lot of time doing.
And it is sustainable? You think it continues into next year?
Again, we are very confident in our ability to sustain best-in-class growth and best-in-class EBITDA for the foreseeable future, not just next year, but many years after that.
Yep.
The app is very under-monetized. We're at about 7% paid penetration. Our peers are 2x and more than that, so there's a lot of room to grow monetization.
All right, well, we'll leave it there. Grindr CEO George Arison, good to catch back up with you and learn a little bit more what you're working on over at Grindr. We look forward to continuing to chat with you.
Awesome. Thank you very much.